on. We're on.
Here we are.
Oh,
We're
hello.
on.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
I'm going to go right into the intro.
Hello there.
Since we're on. A little sip. This episode
A little
is not sponsored by Body Armor.
But it is by Popeyes.
Try our chicken at Popeye.
The cartoon or the chicken?
The chicken, which apparently was named from a character from the French Connection, Gene Hackman's character. Who knew?
Who knew that?
There you go.
I did,
Well,
apparently.
So they were like, you know what? We should call it Popeyes. And they're like, oh, you mean like the cartoon? And then the guy was like, what cartoon? No, like Gene Hackman's character from French Connection.
The French Connection. Yeah, exactly.
Everybody loves that guy.
Yeah.
Kids can't stop talking about it.
It's like, I'm Popeye.
The French Connection man.
All right, let's start. So we're doing a roundtable of Cocaine Bear tonight, right?
Oh, yeah.
I loved it.
We're not
so much
doing that.
cocaine, so many bears. It was amazing.
That was my
got
first real
flags
answer I gave you. I loved
3
it.
times.
And you totally denied it. From now on,
Good.
it's okay.
Here we go. Good, because that will keep it short tonight. So,
Because everybody's ready for bed.
just kidding.
Wow.
All right, and 3. Hello and welcome to I Am Geek. This is episode 272. My name's Ryan. I'm joined by my brother Chris and our good pal Katrin. And Ray
Heyo.
Chase is back here with us.
Hello.
So that must mean one thing, and one thing only: that Ray was bored and needs something to do.
Oh, wow.
It's very true. I did need something to do. It's like, hey, Chris, you doing your pod thing?
That
Can I
pod
maybe...
I don't
Yeah,
like
so-
sleep, so
Still doing that talk thing.
I'm having a hard time getting to bed at night, so if you guys can just bore me to sleep, that would be fantastic.
Well, you came to the right place.
I knew it.
We're doing another roundtable tonight of the Mandalorian, but first, we or Chris and I, Katrin is not. Like, I don't even know why they're still having the thing because Katrin's not going to be there.
true.
That makes
Chris
sense.
and I, unless they kick us out for not getting anything to do yet, are going to be at Comicpalooza at the end of May in Houston. I would tell you the dates, but
It's the end of May.
I'm in the May. It's like the last weekend of May.
Yeah, last weekend of May. That's what most people want to know.
Yeah, last weekend of May. Chris and I will be there, so get your tickets now so you can like wave at us.
There,
Yeah,
but
May 26th to the 28th.
That's
there you
what
go. I was thinking that was right. I mean, it's
Well,
it's going to be a good weekend. There's
Probably.
a lot of good guests this year,
Yeah.
and
There
they've done
are,
a really
yeah.
good job. And I think it's a bad one for me to miss, but it is what it is. So.
It seems like all the guests that they got this year are guests that you are fans of, Katrin. Especially.
That's right.
Yeah,
They're like,
he's
we're
not
doing
coming,
all of
so-
this for Katrin, and then he doesn't
Yeah.
show up.
Yeah.
specifically the Vampire Diaries.
The Vampire
fellas.
Diaries. It's more so my wife,
Salvatore's.
but I did enjoy the series. I won't deny it. I did enjoy the series.
It was
Because
you.
I'm looking, you guys
Oh.
are sending the guests in the text, and I'm looking at them like, yeah, I don't know who most of these people are. You
well,
guys are
there's
so
a lot-
excited. I'm like, I don't know. I guess I'm just
Yeah.
watch too
There's a
much
lot.
Bluey.
Yeah, there's a lot from Arrow. There's
Yeah.
like, of course, Stephen Amell is going to be there. Rick Gonzalez, Juliana Harkavy, Colton Haynes. Then there's also just got announced today, I believe, Alaqua Cox. I think is her name is. She played
you
Echo
call
in
me?
Hawkeye.
Oh, she was supposed to be there last year, and she canceled.
Yes.
Yeah. And then Chad L. Coleman, who was on The Walking Dead and a few other things.
They're the guys from The Boys. You may have already said their names, but I don't know.
Yeah,
their
the boys. Yeah, they got Jack Quaid.
Yeah.
And Anthony Starr and Carl Urban. All from, also,
So you're telling me there's no Bluey characters that are going to be there?
There's
I'm
no
not-
Star
could
Wars,
be.
it sounds like,
I'm
Ryan.
not seeing any Bluey. Lou Diamond Phillips might be the closest.
There
to Bluey.
is one
Um,
actor that's going to be there that in his credits, you'll see Mandalorian in there or something
Yeah.
like.
He
Something
likes to watch it.
Man in the background.
And it was. I don't know who it was.
Maybe it's Blue Jean guy from season
Blue
2.
Jean guy?
No, that was Obi-Wan. Never mind. That was Obi-Wan. I'm tired.
And
if
of
they got Blue
course,
Jean guy, then
Woo!
it's all over.
Right
but
there.
they do have the great William Shatner is going to.
Yeah.
Oh, William Shatner's
That's
gonna
not
be there.
Star Wars.
Star Trek.
Trick.
We'll be there. I mean, we may be like on the sidewalk there because they don't let us in.
They never
there.
announce everybody. There's usually some others that that tag along. Like sometimes the wrestlers just all of a sudden they show up. Like you don't know who's coming, and they show up.
got
Like they're there.
They got nowhere else
Elbow
to
from
be.
the sky.
Yeah. And then the wrestlers, and then there was always some other just random people that you're like, oh, let's go. Like Sergeant Slaughter. He's a wrestler, I know, but he was one that
he
I
got a
didn't
booth.
expect until at the end. He got a booth, and I'm kicking myself for not going and get my picture with him as
We told you. We told you.
Cobra Kai Mander as my cosplay last year.
I don't even know. I mean, Chris, are you dressing up this year?
Probably not.
You got that IG helmet finished?
You could be IG-13.
Yes.
I may if I dress
Be the
up.
blown apart IG.
Yeah, if I dress up, I'll just wear what I'm wearing to the Star Cruiser probably. Yeah, it's already be done.
Why
I'll be
not?
standing there.
Mhm.
Like, might as well get another use out of it.
Oh, so the Star Cruiser has not happened yet.
Oh no, May 4th or May 3rd. May 3rd.
Oh.
So I'll be there for May 4th, which will be a party. Let
It'll
me
be in
tell
this
you.
space.
Man, that ship's gonna be rocking.
It will be. Gaia's album drops and you don't know who Gaia
Oh
is.
my lord!
But her album drops
Oh well.
on the 4th. She's a character on the Star Cruiser.
She's a
Her
character.
album, her space album's gonna drop. It's gonna be.
What's it dropping
So
on
much fun.
exactly? Like, what do they have in Star Wars? It's like, what's it dropping?
Well, I mean, it's gonna be like on Spotify probably.
Some droid.
They have Spotify and
droid.
Star Trek, Star Wars,
Yeah.
And
Well, they
neither.
have all kinds of other stuff.
I mean,
There's a whole channel on. I think he's on YouTube too, but I watch him on TikTok. Nice guy. We've chatted back and forth. For the lore, and he goes has a series that is $30 accurate props from Star Wars, and he's like, you could buy this on Amazon right now for $30, or you could get this for now or cheaper. And so it's really cool because he'll just find all this stuff that was in the Mandalorian. He's like, you could buy this right now.
The chair that it's at the end of Mandalorian. He
That's
had
expensive.
that recently, and then it's not all $30. A lot of it is.
He started with $30,
all
but
over the
now he's
place.
got to the more expensive
there was
stuff.
a mug made out of
Yeah.
metal or whatever, and that was in Mandalorian, right? And it
that
on
was
there.
Axe, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
One of the other Mandalorians who was drinking out of it.
Yeah. So that was one of them, and bottle and all kinds of stuff.
Axe body spray.
In fact, that wine bottle that what's his name gives him, Apollo Creed or whatever his name is, or gives him you can actually buy that bottle. That was just-
Oh.
It's expensive.
It's OG Apollo Creed.
So, I'm trying to think. Oh, annual passes for Disney World went on sale and then immediately went off sale today. I think they reached their limit.
Yeah, I imagine they did.
Yeah, I was reading people took them 6 hours to finally get a pass.
Wow.
People got on at into the waiting rooms at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, and were there all day.
Yikes. It's like Taylor Swift tickets or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Better
Real
than
fast.
Taylor.
Real fast.
Wait
on
until-
my. I don't feel so bad about going on the Star Cruiser after seeing what people are paying for Taylor Swift tickets.
Oh yeah.
There was a video of these three ladies, and they're like, "Yeah, we're going to the show in Tampa, and the bank or the Chase took my money, and all $6,000 of it for our tickets, and now we don't have tickets because they gave them away or something, but they took our $6,000. I'm like, $6,000?
Are you on stage singing with her?
Yeah, like do you get to like be a roommate or something?
I cannot think of one single concert that I would pay that much for. I mean, it's 3 people, but still.
$2,000 a piece, eh?
Yeah.
Jeez.
For a concert that you can watch most of it on YouTube.
Well, but you're not there.
But would you pay that much to see
Oh
somebody?
no, I'll leave that to my niece that's going to Nashville. I don't know what they paid, but they're
$6,000.
going, and no, I don't think it was too bad. But they spent the weekend over Easter weekend. Her and a bunch of other girls that are going different times. They've made all these bracelets that apparently that's the thing. Like when you go to Taylor Swift's concert. Either I guess you share them with other Swifties or whatever they're called, and
Swifties.
or
Swiffers.
If you
I used one of those earlier.
if you get near the stage, I guess you could actually trade with her. Like she could take yours that you made.
Wow.
So that was a big deal. Like
Next-gen
friendship.
pen trading.
Yeah.
Like she'll give you a bracelet? Is it like a diamond bracelet to make it?
No, she would just take the
'cause
bracelets. So.
You're giving her
she would-
$6,000 and you're giving her bracelets? That's
No, this is a bad rap
it's a
here.
racket.
But I mean, you
It's a
could say
racket.
she took my bracelet.
And immediately tossed
even
it
when
away
you go
backstage.
on the Star Cruiser, you get like a pin. I mean,
Oh,
And free ice cream or something too, right?
all the blue milk you can drink, and green
Which
milk,
is-
I guess.
which is like a tablespoon.
Which is not that much.
It's just like, oh, I'm done. I'm done. Oh, ugh.
More? Would you like some more now?
Please no. Please no. I'll give
I'll
you
tell
more
you
money.
anything
Just
you want to
don't-
know.
But I am in the final countdown. I'm like in crunch week to get everything done to be able to go. Getting my orders done, getting my new May the 4th releases for iamGEEK Shop, my Kyber crystals ready. I've bitten off more than I got you guys. I'm doing a Make-A-Wish
You got a big
Foundation.
mouth, so.
No, not really. I got a small mouth. Make-A-Wish Foundation, not raffle, auction. So I'm making crystals for that. It's just the first world problems, you know. I'm excited though.
Poor thing.
I'm so
I'm
busy
excited.
doing things I love.
I know.
I hate it. Oh.
Oh.
I hate loving
I'm
this
excited.
stuff so much.
Why do I love so much?
I give and I give.
I do sort of wish that I could just like. I feel like because how much it is, I'm like, I gotta push these kyber crystals. I gotta make this money back. I wish I didn't have to do that. You could just like go. But I'm like, next time I'll be pushing death sticks or something when I'm on board.
I'm serious.
know,
You could
when I
hang
buy a
out
death
front. You'd
stick-
be like a Star Wars homeless person. You know, Kyber crystals. Hey man, I got some good Kyber crystals over here, man.
Come on, first one free. Come on.
You got some credits? You got some credits? I need credits, man.
Oh man. All right, so Mandalorian has wrapped. I can't believe the season's over.
I know.
It feels like it
Yeah.
just began.
Only just begun.
But everybody has on here has watched it. We will be spoiling. There will be spoilers. So if you don't want to listen to spoilers, just still keep it on in the background. Just mute it so we get the listens and the views.
You
Well,
just look at our
entertain you with our
reactions to
movements.
things. Oh,
Yeah.
ooh.
Yeah, you can watch. We can watch us.
I just
And then come back and listen, watch later. But this is one of our famous roundtables that has been discussed all over the world.
everyone on the Star Cruiser talks about it nonstop.
Mhm.
I know. They're like,
Everyone in the fictional
that's-
Star Cruiser world talks about
Everyone in that box
Oh,
cannot stop
I'm-
talking
I
about
don't,
and that hot
I don't
box.
care.
it. I don't care. It's real to me.
They can talk about me otherwise. All right. So we had I'm bad tonight, guys. How many episodes were there for this? season?
8. Always
Wow.
8.
it feels like less.
It does
It
feel
does.
like less.
Like
Feels like it
6.
just started.
Yeah.
There's like one
Overall, I'll say that I enjoyed this season. overall. There was some stuff that you're like, huh, but overall, which we'll get into the stuff. Overall, I thought it was a fun season, and I'm glad that it ended happy for now. I feel like I feel like personally I needed that. I'm like, I just need a show that's going to end happy. It had its sad moments, but overall, it was a happy ending, which was sort of, I thought, a little bit refreshing for Star Wars, especially when Dave Filoni's behind it. He likes to, twist and shove that knife in. But they ended it happy, which we'll get on into all that. So overall, how did you guys feel about the season?
It was
It was
good.
good. Yeah.
Oh gosh. Good night, everybody.
I liked it a lot. There was one episode I didn't care for as much, but overall it was great.
Overall, I enjoyed it, and it had a bit of a slow burn at the beginning, getting into what it needed to get into overall, but like a lot of setup. But overall, I enjoyed it.
I liked it okay enough.
Oh,
It's
here
my
we
least
go.
It's my least favorite of the three. It's my least favorite.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can see that. Yeah,
yeah.
Sure.
the three. Yeah.
Yes.
We'll
When
hear it in the
when
comments.
Mando and Grogu were in the episode, I liked it a lot.
Mhm.
Oh, there you go.
But there were quite a few times where they weren't.
Exactly. And I was like, where'd they go?
Okay.
I'm
What show
beginning
were
to
we
wonder if
they
Pedro
coming back?
Pascal was in it at all, because this season he didn't take his helmet off at all, right?
Nope.
He did not.
No.
So
His
that
voice
could have been
was
somebody else that's walking around.
Oh, it was.
And he
Yeah.
could have been
It
sitting
is.
in a hotel room.
Most of the time, it's like two
well,
or
most of
three
the time, but
guys.
usually there's
Yeah.
sometimes when he's in it.
Mhm.
But this season
This is the way.
This is the
he
way.
didn't have to.
This is the way.
And they probably could have just taken his lines from other seasons, edited them together, and put them in this. He probably wasn't even there the whole time.
Hey, you
Mystery.
doing Grogu?
We need another. This is a way. Do we have another? This? Oh, we've got plenty of those.
This is the way.
I can bring you hot and cold soup.
Oh man! All right, so I'm trying to think back. We opened the show. You talked about a slow burn. I'm trying to. It's been
So
a
the
long
season starts. It's the apostate. Apostate. How do you say that word?
Apostate?
But he's there. You go.
Oh yeah.
And he's at Navarro.
Yes.
Yes. I remember.
Yeah,
now.
he needs a droid,
He needs a droid, but he hates droids.
Yes.
but he hates droids. Yeah, he hates them.
Only wants the one.
This was the thing, like out of the box. I was like, what's happening? What are we doing? Like, droids are so hard to come by.
They had to get to the
He
point
wants
where there
that
was
droid.
mech Grogu. They're trying to get the
Yes.
mech Grogu, so they had to follow that rabbit trail.
Sure.
Which I sort of liked. I thought it was funny. I thought the yes no droid.
That was all great. It's just
Yeah.
this droid saved us. We have a monument to him. We're gonna desecrate his body over and over and over again.
It's
Like, just go
this
get
thing was-
another droid, man.
Yeah, this thing was blown to bits. Basically, you're going to end up with a new droid at the end of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
definitely
They just wanted the
not same
brain,
one.
just the brain.
all
So
they
let's
got
do
was the
this.
voice chip. That's all they got out of that. They
Let's
got Taika Waititi's voice chip.
That was it.
yes, no. That's all they got.
Yeah.
Let's do this. What were the highlights for everyone?
Of episode 1.
No,
Or
just of the
season?
series.
Oh.
Just of the series.
Oh man, I think episode 1 had some highlights for me because you're just excited that it's back. But then there were also the
Yeah.
pirates and the the fern guy. You know, the guy with the
The Henson creature?
Swamp
Pizza
thing?
the Hut.
yeah, at first it felt like Spaceballs or something for a minute, you know. But
Yeah.
but
It's
I thought
Muppet
that was
Treasure Island.
I thought it was really fun. I was excited for everything to be back. You see all the people. It's like, oh yeah, those guys from the new movies, and then you got these guys from whatever, and it was a lot of fun, and I was glad to have it back. I saw somebody say that their favorite 2 episodes were these last 2, and I probably agree with that. That was the
Yeah.
most exciting
Yeah.
times, you know. And but yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. It was cinematic. It was
Cinematic.
Very, the last 2 episodes are very cinematic.
It would have been nice if they could have spread out some of that feeling over more episodes.
Yeah.
Because the last 2 were really cool, and it just felt like, and I get, you know, they're to build towards something, but after 3 seasons, it's like you've already built a lot. I mean, let's just have it be awesome out of the box, and not, we're gonna hang out with these Mandalorians living in Australia, dealing with all these things that want to kill them. It's okay. Are we gonna do something else? Yeah, we're gonna go hang out with another character. You met him once. Season 1. How about if we spend the whole episode with him? Oh, okay. Is something cool gonna happen?
So those are our highlights for the season, right?
No. The last 2 episodes were great. Everything with the Mandalorians flying around, I thought visually that all looked really cool.
Oh,
They did a really nice job with those effects. It just felt effortless whenever they would leave the ground. And Bo-Katan had like a freaking awesome move last night when she was running or something, and she slid across the platform, fell off the other side, and her backpack engaged. I was like, oh my God.
I did the same thing. Yeah,
I audibly screamed.
Audible
Like,
nice.
It's awesome.
Same. Yeah, for sure. That
That
last episode felt like a video game though too.
Yeah, it did.
Like I can
Upgrade your
imagine.
weapon.
I can imagine you're fighting Moff Gideon at the end of the game, and doing that scene over and over again, and you have to hear that part that he says right before they start battling, over and over, because you know how they do that in video games. Like you get to the boss,
boss fight.
You got to hear him say his spiel. I remember this Lord of the Rings game that I played, where I remember it just kept happening over and over again, where it was you were fighting the ghosts, and it was like the Return of the King game or something, and I just remember that playing over, and I was like, gosh, I got to get past this part. But they built it like a video game. A lot of the shows and movies nowadays, I feel like that's the way they are, and it's like, man, I could really see this being this. Why don't they do this? You know?
Oh, the whole Mandalorian series has been a video game, especially.
Yeah.
What made it for this season? What made it a video game is the most to me was the hallway scene where he's having to fight the guards, and then the red shield opens up, and he upgrades his weapon, and then it opens, and he upgrades his weapon again, and then he upgrades his weapon again.
For sure.
Let me look at my inventory. Hold on.
Yeah, side quest.
You've acquired a blaster.
Yeah, pretty much that's what it was.
Use, inspect.
I did in chapter 2. I did the mines, going into the mines, and Grogu kind of going off his own. It very much paralleled the episode of The Last of Us that happened that week too. Pedro Pascal is down and out. He can't do anything, so his person that he usually protects has to help him out. It's the same episode for both shows, but it was good. I liked that. And Bo-Katan got to go in and just kick some butt. What she was made of, which was cool.
And that mech spider thing was awesome. I want to see more of that. Like, where did this come from? What is that?
Yeah, I wish they'd gone into that more, because it felt like that was going to be something more.
Yeah,
but
like a video game.
Yeah.
Just a little side boss.
Yeah.
So,
Because I always watch it with my son, and we're trying to figure out, like, are those geonosins? Are those what are those things? They're like these like bird things with the staffs, and I was like, are they from Geonosis? Is that from the prequels? Like, and we're trying to figure it out, and then okay, well, that's probably going to come back later on, right? I mean, the planet's probably crawling with these things. No, we're never going to see that again. Like, what? Come on.
There was a lot of that in this season. A lot of people were like, "This is going to happen." Oh, I see where they're going with this, and then it's like, "No, we're not going to do that."
No, you don't.
Who's the spies? No, we're not. You know.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
S on the end of spies. Like,
yeah.
But here's what I think about the spies. We'll just go into that right now. So segue. I think that it was a reference to the Mandalorians themselves. They were the spies. If you are familiar with the Bible, Moses
That's why most Mandalorians.
Yeah, well Moses sends 12 spies into the Promised Land to stake it out, and in that episode, they sent the Mandalorians into their Promised Land to check it out. So to me, I think the Mandalorians were the spies sent to check out Mandalore, and that's what it was all about. And it wasn't about who's betraying the Mandalorians, but the spies were the Mandalorians going into this Promised Land that they were trying to take back. That's my thoughts on it, but I could be totally wrong.
Well, I did see somebody post a picture today on Twitter of the oh gosh, the hammer lady. I just forgot her name.
Their armorer.
And it's basically saying we all owe her an apology.
yeah.
Because I think everybody had the same thought. Even during the episode, I was like, where is she? She went back up to the ship. We haven't seen her, have we? Where is she? Where is she?
And the other guy. Everybody thought the other guy, what's his name? Axe or whatever. What's his name?
Axl Rose.
Axe body spray?
No, what's the guy's name? The guy that crashes the big ship.
Yeah,
the guy that goes up and he takes the ship down.
I don't know, but I gotta hand it to him in crashing a ship in the Star Wars universe, because he knew you could aim it and leave.
Yep.
You didn't have to stick around and die with it.
That's the thing. That's Wolves, I think.
But if he didn't have a jetpack, he couldn't have done it.
He couldn't have.
Well, I don't know. There could have been I mean, that's a giant ship. You think there'd be little ships on it? I don't know.
They already took all this.
I was wondering that. I was like, can he not just get out of this thing? Like, isn't there something he could just take off?
Let's talk about.
Let's hop the window, fly out.
Let's talk about the jetpacks in episode.
The never-ending fuel.
Well, in episode
unless you're chasing a giant bird,
when they're going after the giant dragon bird thing, they run out of fuel. Yeah. But they can go from the depths of a planet, into outer space, no problem,
and they can fly again out of the ship.
Well, that's a straight shot. The bird's like weaving.
He probably fueled up right before, and then that day they were, having all the problems with the Australian wildlife, and they were like, you know what, we probably should have fueled up before we chased the birds.
They're out in the wilderness, like they have to chase this bird every day. They don't have the fuel for that.
Yeah, I guess.
Speaking of the birds,
did they eat those birds?
What did the people of Navario think when these gigantic velociraptor things came pouncing out of the ship? I mean, they relocate, and they're like, oh, by the way, we got these three giant birds that like to kill things.
Did they eat one of those birds?
I was wondering. They looked giant and tasty. I was like, oh.
Well, there's the scene afterwards where they're all standing around this big fire, and there's this big bird-shaped hunk of meat on the spit.
On the spit.
Don't tell Din.
This is the way.
We ate his birds.
I don't know. But I enjoyed the season. I even liked the Jack Black episode where people were sort of giving that one a hard time. I thought it was a fun episode.
The Mandalorian Celebrity Edition.
I liked it.
Scooby-Doo episode. It's not nuts.
It was a buddy
Christopher Lloyd.
Hey, kids.
I liked it. I thought it was.
It
a
was
fun
fun.
episode.
The moment I didn't even see Jack Black, but I heard him. I was like,
Yes.
Jack Black.
Now, see, I didn't know who Lizzo was. I figured she was probably someone
Yeah.
until the credits. Christopher Lloyd, I mean, I recognized him right off, but I think like my son did not. I mean, he bald and he's older, so he's a little bit more hidden. I was waiting when he got zapped for him to go 1 Jack Watts. I was like, missed opportunity.
Great Scott.
Yeah, Great Scott.
It did seem like towards the end, though, when he was getting all mad, he was gonna, I would have gotten away with it had it not been for you pesky Mandalorians.
And your little Grogu too.
Yeah.
All right. So, what did you not like about this season?
Well, it's not that I didn't like the episode necessarily, but the convert episode. Once we got to the end of this season, I was like, you didn't have a whole episode for that.
Yeah. What was the point? Was that the boat episode?
Yeah, it was like the boat episode. Because all he was mentioned.
Yeah.
I mean, they in a sentence they could have said, "Yeah, he was captured, but don't worry, we took care of it."
Yeah.
And
all of that could have been abridged. It could have been shortened. You could have showed a little bit of that without having so much dedicated to that.
I thought they were introducing the mind flare for something for the finale. Like when they captured Den, like, oh gosh, is he going to get mind flared?
Yeah.
And that's how the season's going to end, him not knowing who anybody is. But
still
then it was
a lot of time to spend to introduce that element.
Yeah.
I mean, they ended, and there's a couple episodes that just felt like bookend episodes. It was cool at the beginning. It was cool at the end. The middle really had nothing to do with the beginning or the end. And that was one of those episodes. And when they were leaving and they were like, we got to find a place to hide. And they go to Coruscant. I was like, oh, well, that's the perfect place to hide because the Empire is not going to come there. That's the home of the New Republic. And so when we're hanging out with the scientist and with the Imperial girl, I kept waiting for them to be their paths to cross. And then it's like, oh, Grogu, and you're okay. And I'm like,
nothing.
Episode, when are they getting here? They're not coming, really? I mean, what's so to me, there was that episode. There was the episode with the droid murder mystery kind of thing where it just felt like the storytelling was a little bit just some weird choices. It's like, why there was no connective tissue really to the beginning and the end of the Jack Black episode. It was like, we're here to get the Mandalorians and get my squad and put them back together. But first, we need you to do something that's completely unrelated to anything that's going on this season.
Yeah.
And then they had the bookend with the cool fight and all that.
It's like the first season had like side missions or whatever you want to call them.
They had a formula.
But there was like an overarching thing where stuff connected throughout all of them.
Yes.
This one, it seemed like there was just randomness that had like a smidgen that connected, but like overall, you didn't need everything.
Yeah. And the droid one was cool. I mean, I liked Bo-Katan and Din working together. That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But when you do have those side quests, like in season 1, there's at least character development going on. We already know that Den hates droids. We know that, and we know why. There's no discovery of that. And we're not learning anything new about Bo-Katan. And it would have been cooler if like her crew had gone with. Then they're all there, and then there's dialogue about why they split, and you like betrayed us, and you promised us. There could have been a little bit more interest along the way. Instead, it was like, I hate droids, and we're like, we know. Why are you kicking them in? Why are you being such a jerk to the droids and knocking them down? That was all cool, but
one YouTube video where they keep kicking that one robot over.
Poor Boston Dynamics robot.
And I know, Keaton, you kind of like the pirates. I didn't really care for the pirates, just because it didn't develop them. But it's just like they're pirates, they're evil, and and I was waiting for the
Yeah.
captain to like break out in cabin fever music from Muppet Treasure Island.
Amazing.
Well, we had the big battle with the pirates.
They had the battle itself was cool,
Yeah.
but it's just
Yeah.
I wish that they would have built him up as more like
Sure.
scary and
Mhm.
everything. It was just like, oh, they're pirates, but there's like 20 of them.
Yeah.
And but they had Smee. They had the Star Wars version of Smee. Did you notice that the first
Yeah.
mate was dressed
Yeah.
just like Smee from Peter Pan?
Was he
Right.
really?
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
exact same.
Yeah.
So
But yeah,
yeah,
I just wish there
that's-
was more development to that to get to
Yeah.
that point for the
Yeah,
battle.
yeah.
Yeah, I wonder though too if they're setting up for the next season or the big movie. Like all these little things that happen because again we didn't see what happened to the doctor. I mean, we did. I'm sorry, but it was like that whole story just seemed kind of pointless, like you said. And
I
mean,
mean, do you think he's dead?
well, he's brainless, right?
He's
Yeah,
a vegetable
maybe.
at least.
Yeah, maybe, but so I mean, maybe this season is more of a setup for something bigger too. But
So I guess they got what they needed from Grogu. That was a little confusing with last night's episode.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
understand last night's episode that Din nuked the clones. I thought they were busting out of their tubes.
That's what
And
I
I
thought
was like,
happening.
are we going to see a bunch of like naked Moff Gideons chasing them down?
Yeah.
And then he's like, "You killed my clones," and I'm like,
he was
did?
not happy.
"Yeah." So
Oh, he blew him up. Yep.
yeah,
Did you think the clone? That's where they were going with the cloning, or did you think that this, by the end of the season, it was going to be a connection point to the sequels?
Yeah.
oh,
At first, I thought it might be, but then when they had that like meeting of the council or whatever,
mhm.
it seemed like, oh no, this is something different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
kind
So
of
it
talked
still
to Gray
gives
a
us
little
hope.
bit on that. Yeah. Yeah. It could still happen. We could still get Snoke.
No. Still gives
no.
us
No.
still gives us hope that they're going to stay away from the sequels and
Yeah.
not make it go into that.
I had been very worried that that's where this was going, that they were going to connect it to the First Order and all of that. And I was like, oh. But what made me happy was when I watched the Ahsoka trailer and they made mention of Thrawn being the heir to the Empire. I'm like, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're doing Thrawn. And then when they had that council, I'm like, oh, thank God they're not doing the First Order. He's going to be taking over everything, and Gideon's got his own agenda. And my son called it about the clones because we were like, who do you think's in the container? And he was like, it's probably Gideon because he loves himself so much.
Yeah.
And we both laughed.
Nice.
Let me watch the episode. And I was like, oh my God, you were right. But he does love himself so much, you know?
So have you heard of the Moff Stash conspiracy?
That he was a clone that died?
Yes.
I
Because
think
they-
he is a clone.
They made it very evident that his body was mostly robotic sounding, or at least his suit was
Yeah.
the whole time. And it's like, that's weird. Never heard
he
that
had no
before.
mustache.
Yeah.
I was thinking that this morning because we were thinking when we were watching it that he was in some sort of enhanced suit. But then this morning I was like, what if he was just really Moff Gideon's head and the rest of him was all like Darth Vader?
I mean, he had super strength and everything. So
Yeah.
Hey,
So
he didn't have a mustache, so there's something fishy there. I mean,
everybody
I don't know how
knows.
else. All the clones didn't have mustaches, so I don't know how he would possibly get rid of his mustache on his own. I don't know how that would work.
And like in the
No one
previous
shaves his
episode, where you saw him, you didn't hear all those noises either, too, right? Did he have the mustache in that episode? The previous?
He hasn't had the mustache the whole season.
Oh, okay.
I don't think.
So yeah, I mean, it's very possible that that's what's going on. I mean, they obviously made clones of him, and they were functioning because one of them opened its eyes and freaked everybody out, I guess.
The mechanical sounds to me was just like an indication of like, yeah, his suit is mechanical helping
Sure.
him. This is how he is stronger than them now.
Yeah.
Because even I think Jenny when he crushed my wife when he crushed the saber, she's like, how do you do that? I'm like, oh, I think it's mechanical.
He's a robot.
Sure. But maybe it is evidence of being
Yeah, it could just be a head.
Yeah. Who knows?
I'm thinking he's Moff Gideon Model 1.
I don't want him to be dead because I think he's one of the
He was
best
only in 2
villains.
episodes.
Proto Gideon.
Yeah, he's one of the best villains, I think.
He's
and he
really
kinda
good. I do
He
like
sounded
him.
awesome with the helmet too. You're
Yeah.
just like, this is he's a good bad guy.
Yeah, when he went like, "I'll handle this," and
Yeah.
walked off. That's,
Mhm.
ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, he looked like a Mandalorian though, which was kind of funny. Like his helmet was kind of Mandalorian.
Oh, it was, and it had the
Yeah.
because that was in Rebels, right? Or Clone Wars, Rebels.
Sure.
There's a faction of that was Mandalorians that were under Darth Maul, and that's the kind of helmets that they had
Oh.
Yeah, that was Rebels.
with the horns. Yeah, Rebels. They had the horns on it, and that's why people were thinking, "Oh, wait, Moff has that. The Armorer has that.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Are they in cahoots? They both have horns."
Cahoots.
Aha!
But I'm glad they weren't in cahoots. I liked it that the Mandalorians didn't betray each other, and they realized that the power they had was being together.
Yeah,
Yes.
they watched Fast and the Furious, and they realized, it's all
family.
about family.
Also, the power they have is to be able to hit the weak points between the Beskar.
Oh,
Yes,
you got to know that.
Without fail, man. Without
only ones
fail.
that know.
And the stormtroopers continue to suck at shooting.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like in professional wrestling. You can never get beaten, or hardly ever get beaten by your own finishing move, because you know the way out of that finishing move.
That's right.
That's right.
Only you can use that finishing move. So they knew that the weaknesses.
Aim for the soft spots.
Yeah.
Which ones? All of them.
All of them.
So many.
So one of the things I thought was kind of weird, and maybe I just missed something, but there was a part where maybe it's the 2 episodes ago where Moff found out that they were going to reclaim Mandalore. And they were trying to rebuild. And then all of a sudden in last week's episode, they find the X-Wings, I'm sorry, the TIE fighters and the stormtroopers, and it's like, where did they come from? Has he been there the whole time, or did
Yeah.
Okay, it's like,
that's why he didn't want
they were
them
there
coming to
mining on the
planet.
Beskar. Yeah,
that's true. He did say that, but it was like he was just angry that they were making their way back. Like he didn't know they were going back. I felt like, but
he didn't know they were coming.
He was going to go, but I don't know. So maybe he's been there the whole
his
time.
plan.
Yeah. That makes sense. I guess.
The whole time. Yeah.
Well, it's the typical Star Wars thing, just like with Navarro, when they do this all the time in Star Wars, where it's like, oh no, they're invading, and it's like this town is the entire planet. So it's like Moff Gideon's in this little bitty hangar, and he wants everybody off the planet. No one, anyone. It's like, really, if you were doing something secret like in Dallas, I don't know that people in Florida would really know. You're secretly mining,
Yeah.
It's a big planet. But yeah, everything is very.
Steven is in the chat, which is our friend from Princess and the Scoundrel, and he says, "I'm here collecting apologies for Axe and the Armorer."
I never suspected Axe. The armor I did, and I do apologize. I'm sorry.
But they laid it out perfectly for everybody to, to think the armor was against them, because, like, where did they get all this? Where did they get the armor? Because who else makes the armor?
Who else would have made it? Exactly.
Who else would have made
Who
it?
did make it?
Why did she say that the Mandalore was poisonous and you couldn't even breathe there? And then they go there and they're like, "Oh, it's perfectly fine here." There's no.
She believed all the fake news about it.
Yeah, but she just believed all the fake news.
And then she left the planet.
Oh, these guys.
Hey, I'll take them back to the ship.
Oh, so hurt.
Yeah.
Oh,
Still could be a ruse.
But I think they did that perfectly.
Oh
because
yeah, it was pretty well done.
You were sitting there thinking, "Yep, she's the bad guy," and then it's like, "Nope, they're a happy family." And
well, another because there was a couple of those little setups. Because I remember when she made Grogu the giant
medallion
wait for his I told my son, like, I paused it and I was like, "How much you want to bet he takes a shot to the chest?" And then we're like, "Well, but he's already got the chainmail." But but this is even bigger and better. And I was expecting, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be it. He's going to take a shot to the chest," and he never did. He never did. But there might be an episode later where he's fighting some kid who tries to punch him in the chest, and he's like, like a Superman 2 moment or something.
I They could have been fighting. I liked the scene where they had him and the other kid, Mandalorian kid, like dueling. I thought that was fun. And he with the little paintball darts or whatever they were. That was a fun scene.
That was funny. The only thing with that was like that one kid shot you once, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
But then
Grogu's
like shoots him all 3 times. It's like
He's a gangster.
He's a better Mandalorian, man.
He's a
You
gangster.
just shoot once.
Are there rules here? I don't
You
know.
make sure they're going down. 3 shots to the chest. They're going down.
So we did get some fun things in this episode or in this season. We've got your little friend back there, the Zillions. Is that what they're called? The little guys that make the droids.
Yeah.
Oh, those dudes. Yeah.
Bobby Frick
Yeah.
guys.
Bobby Frick.
We got them. We got a group of them, which is fun, and they dropped the first. One of them dropped the first F-bomb, pretty much. In did you know? Did you know that?
Yes.
I saw that.
I heard it in real time, and then I saw it later online, and I was like, yeah, I thought I heard it. I didn't say anything at the time because I'm watching with my family, and then I
no squeezy. I'm out, mother.
I did hear it. I'm out.
Wow.
I'm out, mother. We
Yeah,
can't say that on the show.
we can't say that on our show.
That cracked me up because it just showed their little attitudes. We got my one of my favorite things of the whole season. We got a live action Zeb from Rebels.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Even though it was just a little part, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. At first I was like, okay, yeah. First I was like, oh, that's not him, is it? And then when he talked, I was like, oh crap, that is Zeb.
It's so him.
So I'm hoping that he's gonna be around in Ahsoka.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say, could he be in Ahsoka?
I'm hoping that made
You guys
one
caught,
episode.
you guys caught Dave Filoni in last night's episode.
Oh, yeah.
Full on in his cowboy hat. Like he just
cowboy
was like,
hat
you know what?
out right there.
I don't need anything. I'm just gonna sit here. I'm like, dude, you're sticking like a sore thumb.
He was in the he was in that episode with Zeb too. You see him in the background, like in the very far background. You see his hat, and it has the other 2 directors that were X-wing pilots too.
Yeah, he's an X-wing fighter.
Yeah. So that was cool. And then Grogu's supposedly maybe said some words.
Oh, at the very end.
Maybe talk.
Well,
With the,
he said
when he was pointing at the thing.
no, when they're in the ship, when Bo's ship, and Din says this is the way, and then Bo-Katan says this is the way, and then you hear him go, and they both look at him like, what? Did he just talk? But then they got attacked. And then he said,
dropped a few F-bombs.
Thank you, I think. Thanks, or something like that. Because he was like, good job. Dan was like, good job, good job, guy. He's like, thanks.
He can talk this whole time. He just doesn't want to give the oath. So it's just like,
yeah.
I'm not ready to commit.
Yeah.
So I did think he was going to get I did think he was going to get a helmet at the end, though. It's like,
I was a little worried. I was like, oh no. Yeah.
It's going to look so goofy.
Are the ears going to be outside of the helmet, or is it going to be ear helmets, like part of the helmet?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the ears is part of the face. If you see the face, I mean,
it's true.
It's a problem.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
It's true.
I felt like they could, after he bathed in the waters, he needed to just take some water with him, and then occasionally he could pop the helmet off and be like, "Oh, whoo!" and then just be like, "Spritzer, I'm a Mandalorian again. All right, let's go." That's all you gotta do.
That's the Methodist way of doing things.
I mean, can family see each other without the helmet? Is that it?
No, nobody.
That's not the way.
No,
but that was another thing that made the armor suspicious, because she was like, Bo-Katan walks in both worlds, and Din's like, I'm sure under his helmet is like, wait a minute, you can do that?
Yeah,
I did that. A better agent who insists on having an actress show her face a little bit more. So
tonight, or we just watched it right before the show, but I said to my wife, I was like, do they just walk around with their helmets off just because they can? Like, well, just put it on. Like, you're more safe if you have your helmet on. Like, do you have to walk around with it off all the time?
It's stinky in there. You gotta take it off. Let it breathe. And then probably the biggest thing we got from this season, above everything else, was that Grogu finally, at the end, got his chicken nuggies. When they went to the X-Wing bar, he climbed up and he ate what looked like chicken nuggets.
You got a Happy Meal.
Yeah.
He got
Yeah,
his
his-
chicken
his-
nuggets.
Mario
His toy was the head.
Yeah.
So I think he got his chicken nuggies. So we got that. He talked maybe. We got Zeb. I'm trying to think what else we got this season that was like, yes.
We got Hux.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got Hux.
They got a
Yes.
Hux.
We got a Hux.
He had a beard.
That was Hux's dad.
Yeah, Hux's father, which is played by his brother.
Nice.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's the actor's
That's
brother
amazing.
playing his father. Yeah.
That is amazing. That is so great. Well, I told Chris I got all excited when Captain Pilion was there because he's from the Timothy Zahn books. He's Thrawn's right-hand man in those books. So when that happened, I paused and my son was sitting next to me and I was like, "Whoa!" And I was like, "He's from the books," and I read like years ago and briefly explained to him why that was so amazing, and then we continued.
He's like, you have to read these right now.
Did you think?
That's right.
Did you think Thrawn was going to make an appearance at some point?
I sort of kind of wondered, but I was like, that might take away from Ahsoka.
No,
That's probably-
I never
thought
thought that he
Sabine.
would.
I thought Sabine might make an appearance just because she's Mandalorian, and they were trying to take back Mandalore, but she didn't. So that was what surprised me. I thought maybe she'll pop up, but
Maybe Hux is a clone of Moff Gideon.
Wait a minute.
wait
That
a
doesn't
sec.
crack.
Okay, let's see.
we got Jar Jar back.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, why did I? Oh, I
that
totally
was
forgot
great.
about that.
Yeah.
That was so
Mhm.
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was. I think. I don't know why that. I was thinking that was a different show for some reason, because it could be its own.
It kind of was.
Yeah.
Well, Grogu
I
was there.
think-
Ties it all together.
That was the perfect way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a
Mhm.
perfect person to save him. I thought if they made it somebody that we all know, that it would just be like, wait a second, how did they get there? Or
Yeah.
how did that happen? But bringing him back, and he was the same character that he plays in the kids game show, right?
Mm.
Right?
Yeah, the
Maybe,
same character name at least.
Yeah, I think it's the same character, the same Jedi or whatever.
Hmm.
So it made sense that the guy that trains the the kids in the game show would save the kid.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But
I was
thought
very
the
happy for
studio
him as an
next door-
actor to
Oh,
get that
yes.
opportunity after
Mhm.
all the pain he went through with
He
the
was in
Jar
the
Jar
studio
stuff.
next door filming the game show when the clones attacked.
Yes.
Wait, oh.
Gotta get the kids out.
Yeah, I thought that whole his whole look, and then how he carried himself when he was fighting, I thought it was so cool.
Mhm.
And I love the speeder bike chase. Which, if you want
Yeah, that
to
was
hear
cool.
more about the speeder bike chase and how it could be a ride at Walt Disney World, check out Living with the Land Speeder on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts, where we turn Tron into maybe Order 66. Anyways, that's a little plug for the other show. Yeah, I loved it. I want more of him. I want. It makes me now wonder what happened between them flying off in the Naboo ship and where we see Grogu in season 1
Yeah.
in that little closet thing or whatever.
Well, I feel like they're just slowly giving us little bits and pieces of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll probably get more.
Mhm.
I hope he doesn't I hope something doesn't happen to him.
Over the next 20 shows, we'll have a full story.
I hope he's still out there.
Yes.
Wouldn't it be
yes.
funny if they bring Jar Jar in and Jar Jar meets the Jedi
None of
He's
that would
playing-
be funny.
playing two parts? Oh, poor Jar Jar.
Sorry.
Jar Jar. I don't want to talk about Jar Jar for the rest. Okay, so anything else from this season that was a surprise? I'm trying to think. I think that was all the surprises.
We had the what's his name? The I have spoken. We didn't talk about those guys. In
Oh,
their-
Oh
It's not-
yeah, those dudes were there.
Nuts,
Yeah.
yeah.
yes. So we got the little more nuts, which that was
What was
was
that
cool.
story?
That
they
was the
helped
droid
them.
the droid one.
That's a Jack Black story.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's right.
So that was cool. The murder mystery.
They
All right,
mentioned
so-
Project Necromancer.
Yeah. Snope.
All right.
Doctor.
Do you want? And then you guys, before we started, you were all poking fun at the little circle at the end where it went to the
Looney
circle,
Tunes.
the circle wipe.
Badee-badee-badee-badee.
Do you want to hear why they probably did that, or do you just want to
Why?
make fun of it? Okay,
Both, actually. I'd like to do both.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, the circle wipe has been used 3 other times in Star Wars.
Mm.
A New Hope ends with a circle wipe. The Phantom Menace ends with a circle wipe, and The Force Awakens ends with a circle wipe. So basically, the ending of the first act, if you want to say that, ends with a circle wipe. No, none of the others movies did. Not Empire, not Jedi, nothing. Just the first 3. So it makes me think that this was the end of the first act. These 3 seasons was basically the first act. We've ended that act. Ahsoka will probably start the new act, or the Mandoverse or whatever, which makes it fitting how they ended the show. They sort of ended the show
No
Mando
cliffhangers.
sitting on the porch. Yeah, it ends this act. It
Yeah.
ends this section of the Mandoverse or whatever you want to call it. He's sitting on the porch. You know, all's good in the world, which is why they made the Mandalorians all sort of come together. Everything sort of got wrapped up. So circle wipe into the first act, for lack of a better term.
Circle takes a square.
So, but it's cool that New Hope, Phantom Menace, Force Awakens all in the same way, which makes me think they did this on purpose, that it wasn't just
Aren't they supposed to start shooting season 4 like in August?
oh yeah, I mean there's going to be a season 4,
it's not
but it'll be like
over. It's just the first
so
part.
yeah, so like in the Marvel cinematic universe,
So this
You've
was
got-
phase 1.
you got phase 1, phase 2. So this was basically phase 1. Phase 1 is now ended. We're moving on to phase 2, which probably starts with Ahsoka, I would assume.
And then maybe they jump ahead in time.
So this would be
2
like
on the next
Thrawn. This is their Thanos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
phase
he
2
is-
would be
He's
Thrawn.
blue.
Moff Gideon could have been the phase 1 villain.
He was Loki.
Yeah, Thrawn is going to be the phase 2 villain. It makes sense to me. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe
Well, when
so.
you do a lot of research, I don't know. Let me see your water bill. It was a circle wipe.
It was a circle wipe. I mean, that's what it was.
Whether or not the circle wipe signified anything, I think they did kind of close things up, like you said. Everybody's happy, everybody's together. There's no reason to be like, I can't wait till the next season. But it's like, what happens next? You know, it's like I love watching Mandalorian, so what happens next? But there was not this cliffhanger. It all just kind of ends. So it could be a long time before it's on again, because we know it takes them a long time to put these things together. and then we do have Ahsoka, and then maybe there's this big long time in between, and all of a sudden Grogu's this big whatever Yoda thing.
Oh, that'll be in the Rey movie.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He'll
And
be
then it
old
all
enough
ties to
then.
Rey.
Oh,
Next Mandalorian, from what I've heard, the script is already written. Which makes me think that basically the show, what was it going to be called, with Cara Dune? Basically, they're just taking that show and replacing Cara Dune with Din, and because he goes, talks to the X-wing guy, and
about
says,
hunting Imperials. Yeah.
hey, you know, on a case by case basis, blah 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 blah, which was what that show was going to be about. So I'm thinking that's why the script's written. That's why it's ready to go, because basically they just reworked what they already had, and now he's going to be this bounty hunter going out to protect, the Republic, basically. Yeah, but I'm glad there wasn't a cliffhanger. I'm glad they wrapped it up. Because that's with these shows, especially when they spread them out.
Yeah.
You get to the next season, you're like, what happened?
What
I
happened?
know, but it wouldn't have mattered if
Who's
there was a
there?
cliffhanger because there would probably be an episode of Ahsoka that would be the Mandalorian just
Yeah, probably.
resetting
Probably will
everything
be.
that they
You're
just
right.
cliffhanged. So
But now they don't
You know.
have to. Now that
Yeah.
it's wrapped up, unless they're just going to show him on the porch again. I really
right.
want, now that they have the Mandalorian at Galaxy's Edge, I really want them to sit up like this little photo spot where he can just sit on the porch, and Grogu can just sit down by the water, playing with frogs.
Yeah.
And,
Got his suit made into a scarecrow.
But he can't
Yeah.
just sit there because I mean that's the one thing, right? Is that they said that he can't stay on Mandalore. He has to go do the journeys, take him on the journeys, and the journeys aren't
They're like Mormons.
not much journey sitting on the porch playing with frogs. So
but
They
that's
gotta
what that
hop
Galaxy's Edge.
a little bike
instead
and
of
drive
like
around.
trying to find him, just go to his porch and then get your picture taken with him. Anyway.
Knock on people's doors.
Are you with the Empire?
Have you heard about This Is the Way?
but I think they did a pretty good job setting up other stuff that they're going to be doing.
Yeah.
I think it's just going to be to me it almost felt like you have to take Grogu on his journeys and the trials and blah 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 like you did, and then with him freelancing for the New Republic, I feel like it's almost like resetting the show back to season 1 where it's not going to be
Yeah, I thought that
Mando and other Dave Filoni creations doing things in the world. It's just going to be the two of them going on adventures, which I think is great.
Buddy cops.
Yeah, and I like that R4 is there now. I like that's kind of the three.
Yeah.
Him, the kid, and the droid.
Mm-hmm.
I loved R4 in last night's episode. I love the mouse droid.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was
That
great.
was
Coming
so
over
great.
and like doing that hard left and turning his lights on. That was fantastic.
I've never seen mouse droids with the flashing lights before. I don't
Yeah,
think.
that was
That
weird.
was
So that
great.
was
Oh,
that was
that
cool.
was awesome.
Yeah.
Got his buddies and all like running into him. So what else can they do?
I wish Grogu could have kept his Krang suit.
Yes.
IG-11 suit. I liked him in that. It
I
was
did
just
too.
kind of fun.
Yes.
But no, now he's the sheriff.
Yeah.
The
Got a
marshal.
badge.
The Marshall.
I am a marshal.
So the scary thing about the way they kind of ended it with everything being kind of tied up is like, what if we run out of money and we decide not to do Mandalorian anymore? At least it kind of ended.
Yeah, at least it did.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like it's. I mean, you could see that being the end of the series, and I hope not. But
Yeah.
at least they've got that option.
Mm-hmm.
And we this is the section
All their
of the show
money
we're-
issues.
Yeah, section of the show. We're going to stop and we're going to pause a minute.
Oh.
And remember
Moment of
the
silence.
man, the myth, the legend, Paz Vizsla. Just okay. Just pouring out for Paz.
Ooh, what?
Pez.
What's happening?
I'm not
Pez
sure. We know.
dispensers?
Paz, the guy, the Mandalorian that got killed.
Oh, heavy
for
armor
real?
guy.
Yeah.
Paz.
Oh,
on.
yeah.
Oh, his
I forgot
son
about it.
has no father now. And you give like,
Dude, this is the
he-
way. They
This
grew up,
is
they
the
were
way.
living on a planet with everything trying to kill him. I mean, come on.
Yeah. It's surprising he lasted this long.
I know.
But
Well, it's
I did-
you
because
guys
he's
want to go
one
to
of
the
the
beach? Let's go to the beach. It's a great day. Oh my lord! There's a giant crocodile.
I thought that was a good ending for him.
Oh, well, you knew the moment he was like, I'll hold him off. Like,
Oh
he's
yeah. Oh
It's
yeah.
just like-
dead.
What was
You
the
held
movie?
him off.
Stay. I'll be fine.
He held him off until the
Rogue One. It's like the guy
Praetorian-
from Rogue One with the
Praetorian
machine
guards.
gun. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I'm glad they brought back those guards because they sort of redeemed
Cool.
them from The Last Jedi.
Well, I mean, a half beaten down Mandalorian and a little baby took out 3 of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
While like Rey and Kylo, it took them forever.
yeah.
Like,
but they were
it really
I
shows
like
how
them
well they
better.
did.
I like them, but this version of them better.
Oh
They
yeah,
look way cool. If you look at the ones
Oh,
in
they
Last
look
Jedi,
so cool.
they had no visors.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
why,
They're so
Chris. They were just so
Oh,
good.
they just couldn't say yeah.
They were so good. They were just too cool, too hard.
Mhm.
They went hardcore. They don't even have to see what they're doing. That's these guys that fought Mando and Grogu. They had visors. They could see what they were doing. I mean,
Oh yeah, it's a
a
hand
bunch of wusses. What a wuss! Yeah, come on.
All right, so
Everybody-
we've been going for like over an hour, so I think,
Jeez.
I think we should.
Now,
Wrap
one,
it up.
one, now, just you had your moment of silence, but the
Oh,
real
for
moment of
past?
silence, the real moment of silence.
Oh,
Yeah.
for the dark saber.
We
That's
didn't
not
talk
the real
about
dark saber, though. Yeah, we didn't even talk about that.
Just
Break
So
a
that.
little-
basically, Disney destroyed the dark saber so they can make a new one. So you'll have to buy it.
Well, I'm thinking the man, like the crystal is. I would hope that Grogu, when he builds his lightsaber, he'll use the crystal from.
Well, the crystal's. I mean, good. The crystal's made out of Beskar, so it's sort of formed with Beskar and Kyber to make. That's what makes it the dark saber.
I just-
So
I just feel like that would be the
cool.
perfect.
It would be
I
cool.
feel like that would be the perfect lightsaber for him would be to use the Kyber crystal from that.
I think it's all merchandising, like with the
Oh,
Razor
yeah.
Crest.
I think
They let you
merchandising,
fall in love with it. Everyone buys one, and like, you like this ship? Isn't this a nice ship? You love this ship. The ship is garbage. Buy a new ship. Look at this ship. This is the N1. You like it? You like it? Garbage. You're just gonna do
More
that
Legos.
every couple of seasons. Every couple of seasons.
Yeah.
You like Grogu? You like Grogu? Well, he's leaving. He's going with Luke. Oh, wait, bring him back. Bring him back.
Bring him back.
Wait, never mind.
Bring-
We're sorry. We're
He's
sorry.
back. He's back. He's back. Keep buying Grogu stuff. We can't find anything else cute.
Okay. Time. Okay. Let's end on this. Is there anything that you wish they would have had that they didn't have in this season?
I wish
More
there was a
episodes
whole-
like the last two episodes.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that would have been pretty awesome. That would have been like an adrenaline, like
Dude, those
Junkie.
X-Wings dropping.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Fighter.
That was a beautiful. Yeah, TIE fighter.
TIE
I
fighter,
did the
something like
same thing.
X-Wing.
I keep doing that
I
too.
was so excited. I got the name wrong.
I wish they had a whole episode that was just Boba Fett in his day-to-day life.
Oh man, they
Taking a
missed
bath.
it.
Missing the tub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he might show up at some point. But
In the last episode, it's a perfect opportunity, right?
yeah, I thought he'd show up.
Slave
but he
or
didn't.
Starship, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a
That would
whole
have been
other
great.
channel
They could have been
to
sitting there on the porch, and he looks over, and Boba Fett's sitting there like a bantha,
cracking open a beer.
I would have liked to seen more of the mythosaur. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously there's
I
going to be
wish they'd done
something
more of that.
later, probably. Maybe.
Mhm.
Oh
We
yeah.
saw it again at the end, but
You think Grogu? I think Grogu sensed the mythosaur at that last.
yes,
Yeah,
The last
I mean,
episode.
Jedi have a thing with animals.
Yeah,
connection.
he knew he
Trying
was
to tell
there.
him.
Not
Just
a
come on
something
up.
in your pool.
Just, I'll tell them later.
They like to be surprised by
When I use
giant creatures
these
underwater.
hmm Which I guess just breezed underwater. I don't know.
We're trying to think of. Oh, you know who I would have loved to see somewhere in the season, but didn't, because I just like the actor, Cobb Vanth. Oh, but no, he can't show up because he's never mind. He's in
He's
a
getting pimped out.
he's in a tank somewhere. Are they gonna Are they gonna make another Boba Fett season, or are they just like?
I kind of feel like they're not.
Yeah.
What happens to Cobb then? I like Cobb.
Him and Finnick can get their own show.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool. If Finnick got her own show, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I like that character a lot.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wish that showed up. I think, I mean, I think they hit all the points. They wrapped everything up. There wasn't anything that was like, I wish they.
We didn't see very much of the lady that repairs ships. We saw her. At the
Oh,
beginning,
yeah. That would have been more fun.
That's not a bad
but
thing.
I kind of thought that's where he was going when he was going to the bar to meet with the X-wing pilots, but that's not where he was.
They had that fun tie-in with Andor with the I don't know, the cubicle. the cubicle
Yeah.
wasteland,
Yeah.
where everyone goes to have their spirits crushed.
Oh, and we had Tim Meadows in this season too.
Yeah, Tim Meadows
That was
was
Oh,
really
there.
yeah,
random.
Tim Meadows
That
showing
was
up.
so random.
Mhm.
That was
But see, that was good. That was like a good sort of like,
No, it was.
hey, it's an actor you haven't seen in a long time. And,
I was
you know.
just like, and then when the lady walks in, it's like he goes into the ladies' man. Hello there. Come on in my office. I think I'm going to go with the lady on this one.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it was a good season. I thought they had some good cameos, some good storylines, and they wrapped it up in a way that nobody was predicting. I don't think I ever heard anybody predict the way they ended it. They were all predicting that people were going to turn on each other, that people were going to die, that people were going to...
we said that the way it was going to end was that Bo-Katan and Mando were going to fight and try to for the saber and all this, so we're way
They
off.
did.
She turned
They
pretty
did.
quickly.
No one could have predicted Circle fade off.
Well, if you're following... No. Anyways, so can we circle? Can we do that right now? Just Patrick, can we do that? Just
I can make us
circles.
all go away if you want. Let's see. Here we go. We're on.
It wasn't a circle though.
Oh, we're all mixed up now.
Not quite as clean
Oh.
as the circle, but
Yeah.
At least Grogu didn't like hop out of the circle and then walk towards the screen and go.
Oh yes.
All
There
right.
we go.
All right. So, well, Ray, thanks for coming back on.
Yeah, man, anytime.
I don't know when the next roundtable. What will the next roundtable will be?
After the next show, Ahsoka's in the summer, right?
Ahsoka's in the summer. There's
it's
is
in
there a
August.
Marvel? Yeah,
There's
August.
a Marvel coming. I
There's
think.
a Marvel.
Well, we also have the
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy, but we also have Visions coming soon.
Vision, Star Wars Vision.
Yeah, Star Wars.
Oh, yes.
And
Many more
Little
roundtables.
mini Jedis.
the little kid Jedis.
Yeah.
What's that show?
The little people. The
That's
little
on
people.
now, isn't it?
Like on the Precious Moments Jedi.
If that doesn't end with all of them dying, I don't. What's it?
Yeah, what's the point?
Yes. Master Skywalker, what are we going to do?
Skywalker's coming.
End of the show.
I don't know when that takes place though, so I don't know when
Yeah,
that
I don't know.
takes place.
Yes. I'm
well,
sure this is
Ahsoka-
long before that.
Yeah, so good. August. There's a I know there's got to be a Marvel.
There's probably a Marvel.
Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we got
That's
stuff
great.
coming up.
When is
Ray will
Loki
be
coming?
back.
Ant-Man's supposed to hit Disney Plus soon, I think.
And Spider-Man.
Yes,
Oh,
Spider-Man.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I'm going to be here every week, you guys.
Well, we only do it every other week now, so
Oh, my
you get some weeks off.
gosh. That doesn't work for me.
We will. Maybe we'll have you and on our other show sometime where you could change a Disney ride in Star Wars if I.
Oh. Okay.
Fun. We got a very special guest coming up. Hopefully next week. We're still working out on the details. And you,
We'll
Ray,
knock your socks
you're a very special person, very special guest. But this guy, all I will say is that
Tony
You're
Baxter.
strapped to him.
no, this is what I'll say about our guest coming up. So you want to make sure you go on Living with the Land Speeder on YouTube or wherever and subscribe so you know when the shows are coming up. Somewhere in my room, there's an autographed picture of him.
Oh, that narrows it down.
Yeah. So if it
Can
works
you turn on
out,
some lights so I could like look around?
no. Someone for Star Wars. We're hoping, fingers crossed, that he will be on the show. Hopefully next week, if his schedule allows it.
Yeah.
If not, he'll be on soon after that.
Dwayne Johnson.
Fingers crossed. No, we didn't want. He called. We didn't want him.
He's busy.
Prince Harry.
He has to do with Star Wars. I'll just say that.
Daniel-
We can't say
Daniel
we can't
Craig.
say anything else. Anyways, I'll tell you afterwards, Ray.
Okay, let's end the show now.
But thank you. This has been episode 272 of I Am Geek. And the guys may be back with you in 2 weeks. I won't, though. 'Cause
What?
I will be on the Star Cruiser, blasting off into space. May
Oh
the
my.
4th. So the next, so I'll be on Living with Land next week, and then the next week will be May the 4th, and I'll be in a galaxy far, far away. So you guys can hang out if you want to.
Florida, yeah, so,
Or not.
Florida.
or Orlando.
I'll be on a spaceship,
across
okay?
the street from a theme park.
Good night, everybody. See you next time.
Wow.
Bye. I'll be in space.
In your mind.
Hey, whatever you think, man.
All the windows will have space.
Man, I'm in space
From
all
the
the
windows to the walls, we'll be in space.
Art, are we still on YouTube?
We're on YouTube. Yeah, we can say.
Hey,
bye to you.
Steven, how you doing, Steven? I don't know if you're still on there or not. You may have gone away. Anyways, all right.
Probably in
Well,
space.
shall we say good night to
You-
you two?